Starting this winter, the National Weather Service is changing the terminology of some of its alerts. Meteorologist Jacob Morse explains.
We're used to wind chill advisories, watches, and warnings, as we see 16 such advisories and 4 of the warnings on average each winter. But now, as the National Weather Service works to simplify their hazards, they will be called cold weather advisories and extreme cold watches and warnings. Wind or no wind, cold is cold. That's the message the National Weather Service wants to communicate with this change. Previously, wind chill alerts were based on the apparent temperature and required a certain wind threshold. Now these alerts will be issued based on the wind chill or just the ambient temperature, and there will be no wind required. When temperatures or wind chills are forecast to be between -30 and -39 degrees, a cold weather advisory will be issued. And when temperatures or wind chills are forecast to be -40 degrees or colder, an extreme cold watch will be issued several days beforehand, and then an extreme cold warning closer to the dangerously cold temperatures. For example, a cold weather advisory would be issued with a temperature of -5 degrees and a 25-mile-per-hour wind, or with a temperature of -15 degrees and just a 10-mile-per-hour wind, as the wind chills would be in the 30s below zero. With the new changes moving forward, even if the wind is forecasted to be calm, possibly due to an Arctic high pressure overhead, a cold weather advisory and an extreme cold warning could be issued when the actual air temperature is below the thresholds. You might have heard some of this terminology before because an experiment was done with them in 2011 to 2012, and a survey was completed with some Burleigh County residents. The majority of people reported having heard both the extreme cold and wind chill warnings, and both warnings prompted protective behaviors. This gave the NWS confidence to roll out the changes now, helping to communicate that the cold is dangerous, regardless of whether wind is present. You'll also notice that cold and snow alerts will now sometimes overlap starting this winter, instead of just mentioning the extreme cold in the snow headline. This is to ensure people are aware of the dangerously cold temperatures even during winter storms.